Gospel coaching has been absolutely incredible. If I think of the key influence on personal life and ministry choices last year, I would say gospel coaching is up there as one of the big impacts.
Gospel coaching for me personally, as being coach, has really helped me in my process of actually getting deep into my own heart issues. I'm quite intuitive, and I've realised as I've been coached is that God's been very gracious to me, and I think this process has been helpful to say, okay, I can set good goals that are rooted in the gospel and actually can root out some issues as well that have really helped.
Well, in our training to be a gospel coach, we had these trihorts. So I was receiving coaching as well as being a coach, as well as observing. And personally, it was fantastic having someone alongside who can just ask questions to help you think through solutions to, or next steps for your ministry, whether it's in your own personal life, whether it's in particular missional questions, whether it's in the life of the church plant, and often to help you see things from another angle or point you in directions that you hadn't thought about at first.
My personal belief, having gone through the training and received coaching myself, is that we have church planting and revitalisation in the bloodstream of the church in the UK right now, which is wonderful. But what gospel coaching offers is to change the temperature of that from exhaustion, paralysis of decision making, isolation, and turns it into flourishing networks, multiplication of plants and ministries, and most importantly, the growing of healthy leaders who are prepared not just for the sprint of a few years, but for a lifetime of intentional, effective gospel ministry.
So gospel coaching is something that will help us change a culture that actually allows us to plant churches from a gospel route. That's not to say that that's not happening, but just health. And also, it's not just for people who are starting off. It's people who've been involved for many years to revisit, and actually with idols coming up. So any support and partnership along those areas is really valuable, really helpful, and we're really grateful for any help that we can do to develop that. We want to see more churches planted. We want to see more people come to know the Lord Jesus.
I think the big thing I learned through gospel coaching is that the big challenges I face in church planting and church pastoring are primarily not to do with skills that I need to acquire and develop, but are to do with things I need to engage in on a heart level.
I think the first thing I want to say is a big thank you to those who have been willing to support people that they don't know with gospel coaching in the UK. And personally, it's been great for me and for the people that I work with and lead, which has been great.
Another great thing about gospel coaching is it's not just narrow coaching. The key, is in the word, it's gospel. So it gives you a broader context. So you're not just looking at bare ministry essentials, but you're looking at whole of life and how Jesus and how the gospel impacts that. So it's really holistic. That's what attracted me. So it is a system, but it allows you to go beyond the system into the Saviour, where you're able to get this just broader kingdom perspective. It's one of the best things I've ever done.